what really woke my eyes up, what woke my eyes up? What I meant to say is what woke me up and opened my eyes, and I combined them. So you know what I meant. What really woke my eyes up for me is honestly living and paying attention and listening to people and how they talk about their relationships. How, like I said, the first thing that a married couple gonna tell you is how hard it is to be married, how much work it is to be married, which, by the way, to me speaks to, the fact that this version of marriage that we have under the patriarchy, this nuclear family that's forced on people, to me, the fact that marriage is so quote unquote hard, to me speaks to the fact that we're going against our nature by trying to assimilate to this weird patriarchal nuclear family, system. But I digress. So yeah, that's the first thing you'll hear. People saying how hard it is to be in a relationship, how much work it is. Everybody started getting married around me, and that all they did was complain about their partners, complain about how hard it was. And then even the people who seemingly had these great relationships and everything was smooth. I remember I had a friend back in the day, and she was married, and we were very young at the time. She got married very young. She was married, and her husband was like the perfect husband. Okay, this guy, he did almost all of the housework, all of the cooking. She came in a little bit, but he basically pampered her. She was his little princess, and he did everything for her. Literally everything. And he had emotional intelligence. He was mature. He was a cool dude, and he worked he was a cool dude. Fast forward 3-4 years into the friendship, and now we are getting the sit down talk about how mom and dad are splitting up, okay? My friend sits there and tells us about how they're getting a divorce, and why are they getting a divorce? Turns out that this seemingly amazing guy had a raging cocaine and gambling addiction. This is why you cannot be envying people from outside the club, because you don't know what's really going on inside the club. You never know what's going on behind people's closed doors. And that was a big wake-up call for me when I was younger, because I would be envying this relationship and being like, man, I wish I could have a relationship. Little did I know she was hiding this man's dark demons. And that is the case for most women who are in relationships with men. Keep it real. You're hiding secrets for him. You're hiding his major coke and gambling addiction. You're hiding the fact that he calls you out your name. You're hiding the fact that he got skid marks in his drawers. You're hiding the fact that you have to beg him to take a shower. You're hiding the fact that he put his hands on you. I mean, when I was actually in the dating game, I was hiding so much shit for these motherfuckers, and you're embarrassed to share that. And that should be a big red flag, girl. You're embarrassed you're hiding secrets for this man that you would never want anybody to know. And I'm not going to say every woman, but I'm going to say a lot. I'm going to say, honestly, in my estimation, I say it's like 99% of women. When they are dating men, they are hiding secrets for these men. And then they go online or they go and they tell you about how much they love this man, how he's everything, yeah. So women have started talking to each other. We're paying attention also. We're listening to how y'all talk about your marriages. We're listening to how y'all talk about your husbands. Y'all come on the internet posting these videos about, oh, look at my husband. Look at him. I told him to eat and leave stuff for me and the kids. He ate almost everything. And me and the kids don't have anything to eat. Oh, yuck. And y'all are laughing about it like it's cute. Like that's not cruel behavior. Y'all come on here posting about how your husbands mistreat you. Remember the guy who put dog food? He gave his wife dog food when she asked him to make his lunch. And then what did she do? She spent weeks and weeks and weeks defending that man. He said, you a dog, bitch. And you went and spent weeks. Of course you have to defend him because you have to defend your decision to be with him. It's a reflection on you. So we're sitting here and we're waking up to the reality that, the perks, our grandmas put up with our grandfathers because they didn't have a choice. They couldn't get bank accounts. They couldn't get jobs depending on what race they were. They couldn't get loan. They couldn't do anything without being attached to a man. So of course they had to put up with granddaddy having another family on the other side of town. They had to put up with him cheating and coming back and bringing them diseases. They had to deal with grandpa coming home with secret babies, talking about now you got to take care of this child. They had to deal with the abuse, the mental, verbal, emotional, spiritual, physical, sexual abuse. They had to put up with it because they didn't have a choice. And they were actually receiving benefits. They were being taken care of. Now y'all motherfuckers talking about going 50-50. Their bills were being paid. They were getting access that was denied unless it was through a man. What are y'all doing today? And y'all are asking, how come nobody's like my grandma? Your granddaddy ruined your grandma's life. You think she wanted to have 7 kids by the time she was 24? Hello? Are we smart? Are we thinking? So it is quite something to see the tides turn and the shift happening because, when I see women, before when I was younger, especially in my 20s, we've been brainwashed by the system to think that, romantic love, that's what we need. That's what we're here for. But we women are the only ones that are getting brainwashed. Men approach relationships in a very utilitarian way. You want to know why he's asking you, what do you bring to the table? Because this is not a first date. It's a job interview. And he's trying to get you to fill a job position. That's why he's asking you, what do you bring to the table? He wants to know how you're going to build him up, how you are going to be his cheerleader and his backbone to help him get to his goals. Men approach relationships in a very utilitarian, they understand that this is business. That's why you have these men out here who literally hate their wives. They hate their wives because you don't need to love your employee. You don't need to love your employee. And that's how they perceive their wives and their girlfriends, especially them live-in girlfriends. You out here doing wife duties, you don't even have a ring. And we women, we got brainwashed with the Disney, with the rom-com. We're out here looking for love. I'm looking for love. I still believe in love. You know what I mean? We're out here looking for love. And these fools are looking for someone to take care of them. They're looking for a hole that they can have access to, unfettered access to. And you're sitting here looking for love. And that's why we're getting screwed. And now women are starting to wake up and realize it's a raw deal for us. We have the statistics. We know that single women are happier, live long, everything I already said. We have the statistics. We know it's a net zero. It's a negative, honestly, a net negative for women to be in relationships with men.